In 2009, a gentleman was out walking his dogs in the local woodland that you can see around us at this precise moment in time. Noticing that the cattle in the field, today we have sheep, but when he was out walking it was actually cattle, was acting strangely. The cattle had actually formed a semicircle in the middle of the field. Not quite sure why they were actually doing this, he decided to make his way slightly closer to the fence to see if he could see what was actually going on. What he noticed towards the top of the field was a large dog running backwards and forwards across the fence line. He noticed that the dog was very large, silver, with a large grey stripe or black stripe down its back. In fact, he actually thought the dog was either a wolf or a wolfhound. Not being able to see the farmer in the actual field and realising that the dog was probably not belonging to the farmer, he decided to stay and watch just to make sure everything was okay. He noticed as every time the actual dog, as he described it, came closer to the cattle would form up and walk towards the dog. At one particular point, the dog either came too close to the cattle itself or was too much of a threat. The larger cattle actually ran towards the dog, scaring the dog off. The dog made a run for it. As it did, it looked back once and made its way straight towards the top gate. There it looked back once more and actually jumped the gate itself. On doing so, he noticed that the dog was a lot larger than any type of dog he had ever seen before, more muscular. What he didn't know at that time was once the dog had actually cleared the top section of the fence, the dog ran across and made its way to the back road, just up to the rear of the trees that you can see in the distance. There it ran out onto the road and caused a motorist to slam on its brakes. Both the gentleman with the dog and the motorist reported the incident to the police in case the dog was actually roaming free and worrying sheep or cattle in the area. The police warned the farmers all round about that there is a potential wild animal on the go. They actually thought it was a fox or even previously an escaped wolf from the actual zoo not very far away from here. On inquiries at the zoo, they actually discovered that all their animals were accounted for. Now the strange thing is, in 2009, this story lapsed. It went out of the papers and nothing was done about it. However, in April 2010, things picked up again. In Newbridge, which is about 10 miles distant as the crow flies, again an animal was seen. This animal was described as black, extremely large, and was worrying sheep again in the fields around Newbridge. The only problem this time was farmers actually discovered some of their cattle and sheep had been attacked. The SSPCA, the Scottish Society Protection of Cruelty to Animals, was informed of this. They sent vets along to check it out to see what was actually happening. The vets discovered during post-mortems that the actual bite marks were larger than any known predator's bite marks. In other words, they were larger than normal foxes, cats, wild cats that is, and or dog marks. They described the marks as canine stroke bear-like marks. In fact, they were not sure at all of what size of creature would have actually attacked the sheep and cattle in question. Could this be one of the many famous cryptozoological creatures that run around Scotland to this very day? May actually be an escaped wolf from either a private collection, one of the zoos, and or some type of person's giant husky. We seriously do not know at this point in time. But what is fair to say, that at this moment in time, in these woods that you can see around us, there is a creature running around that's described as large, grey with a dark stripe down its back. This creature is larger than any known type of dog. In fact, it may even be that this creature is actually a werewolf. Who knows? It's all part of Scotland's great mythological creatures and the creatures of the night that are said to haunt these lovely lands of ours.